In our streaming-obsessed world, do you miss commentary tracks? Well, fear not, because I, scorned movie critic of YouTube, Von Fry, am here to give you commentary tracks for the films that we love and sometimes love to hate. Tonight we're watching from 1985, Rocky IV, written, directed, and starring Sylvester Stallone. Before we get into it, I want to give a quick mention to my buddies over at CALDERALab.com, makers of the finest skincare that will have your heart on fire. Okay, maybe not literally, but use my promo code FRY15 to save 15% at checkout. Okay, so we are watching Rocky IV on Netflix, which it has been for a little while. I'm not sure how long it's going to stick around, but if you'd like to listen and... shit. So we're watching Rocky IV on Netflix. If you would like to queue up on your Netflix account to listen along to this while you watch the film, go to 0000 and hit play now. Rated PG. And I'll tell you, if you said, oh yeah, there was Rocky movies that were all PG, I don't think people would have believed you. Like, violent? The punching guys? Really? That's PG. Seriously. We got Eye of the Tiger playing. Even though it's the song that is famous for being in Rocky III, they bring it back. Though there are a lot of new songs for this. This movie is mostly a music video. It is music montage through and through. About 90 minutes long, I believe, with credits. And there might be... There could be maybe as much as 15 minutes of non-music in the movie. Like, it's pretty ridiculous. So as many of these go, we're watching what happened at the end of the last movie, in case you forgot. You know, back in the day, you had a few years between films in theaters. You didn't have to churn out something every 3 months. Though I would sure hope that by the time... I mean, a fourth installment was fairly rare. By the time you're watching this, you probably were keen on the story of Rocky Balboa. Yeah. Oh, Duke jumping over the top rope. And we're still in flashback phase. It's almost like a canon film. Like, what's the cheapest way we can make a sequel? I know, have a whole bunch of time devoted to not this movie. I sound like I'm a hater, but I enjoy Rocky IV. I'm eating popcorn. I've got my C4 energy drink with Kevin Hart's endorsement. He's on the standee at the store. I've watched this movie so many times on basic cable that when I heard that Roadhouse, by the way, that's the next commentary. When I heard that Roadhouse was the most played basic cable film, or kind of was surprised by that. I would maybe think Rocky IV gave it a pretty good run for its money. This is the highest grossing Rocky film, made $300 million, 85 big year for Stallone. One of the times he beat Arnold. So I should have said Sly and Arnold there. He had two of the top, I think, 3 films. I think Back to the Future might have been the highest grossing film of 85. Rambo First Blood Part 2 did very well, as did Rocky IV. Written, directed, and starring. How much volume can I give this before my mic picks it up? Lamborghini Yalpa, or maybe it's Jalpa. Not a popular model. This is a V8. sort of intended to compete with the like 308 type card that you see Magnum PI had. I believe we have changed actors on Rocky's son. Happens frequently with these movies. That JVC camera may be the same one, the same type. I need to see the side of it because I believe it's red in. Had a red side to it. What I'm talking about is Back to the Future that Doc was taping his experiment. You know, you think I'm kidding about the music montage excess? Yeah, I think that's the same camera, the JVC. Pretty expensive high-end kit right there for home video work. Of course, garbage by today's standards. Stallone looking quite lean here. Doesn't have the semi-afro of Rocky 3. Why is he marked up on the face? Is this supposed to be like immediately after? He just had his fight with Apollo at the end of Rocky 3. Here we go with the music, guys. And this robot looks like it was designed out of leftover parts from, let's see, what is it, Computer Space? The body looks like a portion of the Computer Space arcade cabinet. Now, there was a recent, in the last year or two, sometime during lockdown, new cut of this movie, a director's cut. Haven't seen it. I think it had like a very limited showing of some capacity, and I think the idea is that they cut out the goofy robot stuff. How you do that, I'm not totally sure. I guess you could drop this scene altogether. Just about any time with Paulie has the damn robot, which, I mean, it's kind of interesting if they could have shot off on their own and saw that they had some kind of love connection thing going. I mean, what else, right? Stallone, Rocky, your house here is dusty as hell. You have like a fire downstairs. Look at all that smoke. Yeah, get you this some, Adriane. Yo. Now, I mean, I know I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm only doing Rocky 3 and 4 here, but he's rich, goes to Russia, comes back home right at the beginning of Rocky 5, completely broke. Somebody did some, I don't know, laundered it, stole all his money, invested poorly, didn't file taxes. It was convoluted and contrived. And really not touched upon. He was just like, well, I guess I'm broke now. At the very least, if we have to give Adriane something to do, let her be in charge of the finances. And now we're introduced to Ivan Drago. All right, now this isn't going to sound cool, but it's a true story. I think 5th grade music teacher was asking the first day of school. Yeah, we had music class in Oklahoma. Hey, does anybody have any nicknames? You can go by your nickname. I said, I'm Vaughn. I go by Ivan because I was thinking of Ivan Drago. And she goes, Vaughn it is. And I just pretended that I never even said that because it just like right after I made the request, I knew how stupid it sounded. So, oh, look at that matte work on that TV. Outdoor television. We got to have the brightness conveyed here. Oof. Ludmilla, something, whatever, Drago. I believe this is Stallone's wife right at the time of this movie. For whatever reason, I don't want to get her name mixed up with somebody else. So I'm going to type in Red Sonja. One of the few Arnold movies I haven't completed. I don't think I've seen all the way through. Brigitte Nielsen. I was going to say Connie. Connie Nielsen is... She has something to do with Wonder Woman. You know, she was like the love interest in Gladiator. Our amateur fighter, he's come over here. He'd wreak havoc on your heavyweights. What I don't really understand what they're doing, because it's like we don't have a fight scheduled, but we're going to have a press conference. The goal being that Apollo Creed will see this and fight him, or was also like to challenge Rocky Balboa. Now there we got a Countach. They go for pretty good coin, but he never drives the Countach. I don't know. Is that Adriane's? Or does Paulie have good taste? He's wearing Adidas with like a Italian flag thing going. German company. Oh yeah, I can just take the call from the robot. Right, whatever. I think Stallone thought this would be cute, endearing, and maybe even funny. All right, so we came up with some computer system to say our guy's stronger than anybody else. And boy, does Dolph Lundgren look strong as hell in this. I believe there were some real blows shared between Stallone and Lundgren in the ring that may have knocked my wind out a little bit. Dolph Lundgren, he's considerably younger than Sylvester Stallone. He really doesn't look bad right now. He's also, and I think he has a, in a trivia type manner, misquoted credentials. I think he was accepted at MIT. He mentions the actual background in Expendables 2. And I'll probably get it wrong here, but maybe it was like molecular chemistry or something, okay? But I don't think he actually went. I think he was the bodyguard to Grace Jones and then dated her and was, through proxy, found his way into A View to a Kill, which Grace Jones was in. So he had a small role there. I don't even think he spoke. And I think this is his second role, coming out in the same year. In reality, Dolph Lundgren's smart guy, not a completely incapable actor. He's pretty decent in most everything he's in, and he does this role just fine. And he gives you heavier moments for Ivan in Creed 2, doesn't he? Yes, this guy's coming over here. I'm going to challenge him. I've still got something. I'm going to do it for America. I got something to prove, too. That's my girl. There we go. There we go with the love angle here. Female voice. There you go. At the time, we're not far removed from shows that had robot companions of sort in them. Buck Rogers, whatever. All right, so that just put a huge, weird tinge over the scene, didn't it? Paulo goes back to, as I was saying, there's a guy in the jungle. He'd bleed you real quick. Leave you right here. Yeah, I wish that Carl Weathers had more opportunities. He did the Action Jackson. I don't think he's the lead in a ton of things. Maybe nothing after that so much, but a lot of people know him as Chubbs from Happy Gilmore. And of course, he is on The Mandalorian, which I think is going to be coming out pretty soon, new season. See Mando giving him a handshake in the trailer, and brother, that is not how you shake the hands of Carl Weathers. Which I wonder if people are always doing that. Like every time he has to shake hands with somebody, you son of a bitch, and then like slap, flex. I wonder if people do that to him. I would. Hang out, watch our old tapes, yeah. And I think the idea here is that Rocky is currently retired, but he may be holding the championship. Not really sure. Brain damage will be a plot point in Rocky 5 from this fight coming up. Maybe the show's over. And then we're going to keep going for years to come with Rocky, aren't we? How do you feel about this like ribbed shirt on Rocky? I mean, he makes it work. You're watching this in the theater in 1985. Do you know Apollo is approaching his doom here? Was this foresaw in the trailer? Now he's doing it for revenge and his country. Anything like that? I mean, I got to hand to him. There's no music playing right now. Be by my side one last time. Yeah, okay, sure. Talk me into it, brother. You know what I'm saying? And then this is going to be disastrous because it turns out that for as good of a boxer as he is, Rocky is a terrible corner man. Red Star versus Old Glory. Well, we arranged this right quick here. I like the old like magazine newspaper footage kind of thrown up as a montage. I like that. Like we're having a fun jovial exhibition here. Russians taking this serious as hell. And they don't seem to have trash talking, and in Soviet Russia we know trash talk. Now, I was under the impression that Dolph Lundgren's 6'6". I think people list him now 6'4". I swear at one point I saw Carl Weathers being listed as 6'4". Now I believe he's commonly listed at 6'2", though I don't know if that's shrinkage from being 70, but claiming victory already. Calling her a little lady. He's getting canceled in 2023. Definitely the big talker, very much inspired by Muhammad Ali. I don't really see the logic in that Drago would easily beat the Americans who, I mean, have been doing this for high money for some time versus the amateurs in Russia, like the exclusivity. Yep, we got to separate people at the press conference. Now, Brigitte Nielsen is 6'2" in her own right. So, I mean, do they got Ivan on some platforms here? And you know what? I keep saying that. This is a movie that's pretty quotable, isn't it? Here we are with the fancy edits Stallone really likes. Yep. Dissolve, wipes, whatever. Not really sure if we have wipes here. We'll see, but Ivan doesn't have a lot of lines, but they're quotable. What, I must break you. He's like a piece of metal, or is it a piece of iron? If he dies, he dies. That's about it. How old is Apollo Creed supposed to be here? I'm assuming he's like early 40s. Now, I have the uncomfortable reality of being the age that Sylvester Stallone is in this film. Thing doesn't mean I wonder how serious is the exhibition stuff taken. It's not on official record, but we're trying to lay each other out. Or is it NBA All-Star Game? Like, which is it exactly? That's what I'm not sure about. Some kind of dire, intimidating music here. Give you a sense that some real consequences are up. And you know that even if you didn't think that Apollo was going to die here, you got to be thinking he can't win. Because then who's Rocky going to fight? We don't spend a lot of time with Apollo's wife. That's why the actress changes, like, with each appearance. All right, at least people are being polite to Mrs. Creed here. Does it kind of sabotage the Apollo Creed character to be like, oh yeah, he had a side chick, lots of them, and that's where Adonis comes from? Now, consider this, and I am concerned about, the copyright gods here, but Living in America, James Brown's only #1 on the Hot 100 charts single, because of this movie, right? Well, Rocky 3 did it. Rocky 4 can do it too, right? Make a hit song. This is the most elaborate ring entrance ever Like, period. Like, we have a full dance number. It's not just one person singing and you have a light show or something. Like, this is manpower. Hey, let's go one up. What if in universe James Brown wrote this song just for this ring entrance? I'm digging Apollo's dance. I'm going to ask this. Is Apollo Creed in Fortnite? Look at all that scattered ass. You know, this is incredibly elaborate, like beyond. We have props. We have everybody in the audience is participating, waving the flags, right? I have half the mind to look up the music video to see if they just reuse this for the music video, because how are they going to top it? And by the way, man, Carl Weathers looks damn good in this, man. He looks really in shape throughout the Rocky films. Never really understood the James Brown thing. He talks about he feels good, falls down on one knee, and has to have someone put a towel over him or a cape or something. Like, he's supposed to be exhausted about it, but it's almost like, hey, I'm on fire, so extinguish the flame with a fire retardant blanket, maybe. Kind of makes more sense that way. Yeah, I mean, that's one way to get you pumped for a fight. You have an elaborate song. There is our mustache twirling villain. I think this might be the last time we see Mr. Huge Mustache in the Rocky films. And we know that by the time we get to Rocky Balboa, the sixth film, Max Kellerman replaces one of the guys on a ringside announcers. So, did they ever announce betting odds on this? I mean, it's possible that Apollo is the favorite. Gold medalist, undefeated amateur. Now, what they don't tell you in this film, that amateur boxing, man, it is like a whole different sport, really. Wildly different. It's about scoring. The knockdown stuff isn't really a thing. It's just almost raw punches landed, just about. Come on, man, put your hands up. And then we know it's... Oh, you will lose. There's another line, okay. It could be the first thing Ivan said this film. And yeah, as much as we think that, Drago looks jacked, he looks more jacked in Masters of the Universe. Like, seriously. Arms a little bit on the skinny side, but if you're tall, you have long arms, you know? It's part of how I'm able to do, I'm like the master of pull-ups. Super short arms. Well, at least he has his hands up better than Clubber Lang. Paul's got the footwork. Why isn't this working, though? I'll tell you, every time I watch this, I kind of want it changed. You know, not to have Apollo go down. No offense by Ivan so far. Yells in Russian, I guess. Start turning on the juice, maybe. And of course, you never get a dud round in a Rocky movie. All right, they're just filling each other out with jabs, you know? Never happens. Haymakers. Oh, this is so brutal that the official would call this. Just the whiplash in the corner there. Saved by the Bell, my ass. It's exhibition, no titles on the line. The ref is calling this. There would be a stoppage. The ref stops the fight, whatever. He's killing you. You're damn right he's going to kill me. You got to promise me you're not going to stop this fight. It ain't all up to Rocky to stop. You still have a referee. Don't stop this fight no matter what. I want to go down swinging. This is suicide by a Russian boxer is what this is. He's living for that audience affection, adoration right there. And a really unconventional boxing format here. You got just one side. It's not surrounded by people. Oh, yeah, he's defenseless and just taking haymakers to the head. I think the referee would jump in on this. Now, the ref got pushed back, so if the ref can't stop him, and he's back in, obviously, but not throwing the towel, I'm telling you, it doesn't make a difference. The ref would be like, nope, this is over. It would have been over in round one. Oh, Ludmilla there, grinning as he goes out. Maybe not realizing he's dead. Now, if there's something the guy needs, he needs air. So everybody surround him and siphon off that air supply. All right, I cannot be defeated. Good thing I had the subtitles on. I defeat all man. Okay. Oh, he actually has more lines than I thought. Soon I defeat world champion. There we go. If he dies, he dies. And with that said, he dies right there. Oh, you're gonna pay now, Ivan. Yeah, I'm coming for you. Freeze frame dissolve. Rocky, not the best eulogist, however Zoolander says it. Always did everything the way you wanted. This is what he asked for. The ever-growing body count of the Rocky films, guys. We're gonna bury him with one of these championship belts. That's the Ring magazine title belt. I think that is the belt that is considered. It's hard to. Okay, so there's all these different organizations ranking the heavyweight champions in various classes, but I think Ring is at present the one that is considered official, sort of in the AP poll for college football, in a sense. Actually, I guess AP poll college basketball has more clout than even the football one, but just boom. Straight from the funeral to now I'm taking him on. No commotion, no fuss from Adriane. This is what good to do. They say he's a look at the future, and then it's highly suggested that he's taking steroids. They shoot him up with something. Couldn't have had a drug test here. We have to fight in Russia? Paulie's like, hell, I have to go to Russia? We can't fight anymore in America. Everybody's upset about Apollo. They might kill him. But we know from the events of Creed 2, prompt divorce after the events of this movie. I'm not sure about the rest of the Russian entourage here, but Brigitte Nielsen, Dolph Lundgren, not Russian. But because of this movie, I think for many people of a certain age, this is your concept of what Russians look like, the Russian athlete, so on. If you guys got questions for Rocky, go ahead and ask. So Adriane gets stuck with is it a 300ZX at this point, or is it a 280ZX? That leads me to believe that Paulie is driving the Countach. Yeah, your husband had a press conference announcing this fight, and I guess he didn't even tell you yet. Where the hell's Rocky been all day? Yo, I'm a family man, though, so I was down at the gym, you know. Not with the mistress, yeah. Why'd you do it? Now they're having the talk. Yeah, I pulled the trigger on this deal. I just gotta do, you know. And it'll be an exhibition fight, not for a title. But he gives a pretty rousing victory speech at the end, unifying. I think the sister film to this would be like Rocky 3 with that sort of mentality. Defeating the Russians, dedicated to the people of Afghanistan. Rocky has a very tough time explaining why he needs to do this. It's not quite satisfactory. I'm a fighter and I have to fight. Now, there is something to this speech. I can't change. I'm a fighter. We are what you are. At the end, if I can change, you can change, right? Maybe I can't win. Maybe I can take everything he's got. He's going to have to kill me just like he did Apollo. We know he's capable. Rocky Balboa not making an appearance in Creed 3. No easy way out. Yep, we've music montage time. This montage kind of reminds me of Cobra. It's got these tight shots of something. Now I guess this is kind of playing in his mind. I have to go for a drive and think this through. Of course, now Ivan's not fighting in the dark by any means with these flash bulbs going off, but it looks cool that way. I'm not sure if this is a Survivor song or not. I could be mistaken. I think Survivor might do a song that plays during the Russian training montage, which this is a great movie to watch if you're working out. Like it makes you want to hit the weights, right? A collection of footage from past Rockies. It does seem kind of weird, though, that this is I have to go out for a drive and think this through, even though I've already committed. And this character is not really known for driving this specific car. In the first fight shown in the Rocky films. You can see that how much Stallone has changed body composition. He's much more lean here in Rocky 5 or 4. Why are we watching this? I mean, everything's setting this up. We've seen. I could kind of see the Apollo flashback working as he's dying in some way. It's like we have a collection of shots of Apollo dying on the canvas, but we already watched that. So do we need to be reminded? Maybe the idea is that if Rocky's to die, this is his whole life flashing before his eyes here. Is No Easy Way Out make your playlist, guys? Is that a good gym playlist? There's that ring title looks like he's holding there. I guess it's always the belt they're going for in the Rocky films. Almost a Ric Flair flop type fall right there. Looks to me like the tunnel from the Terminator and Blade Runner. Very similar shot to how it is in Blade Runner. Those Toomey luggage are not cheap. I mean, I guess rich guy goes on a trip, that makes sense. You gotta leave your girl behind, Paulie. And we know Paulie's so vital to the training, right? I always gotta drop popcorn somewhere, don't I? What the hell? Of course, this scene exists in case you forgot Rocky's a dad. Doesn't spend a ton of time with his son until maybe Rocky 5. Yeah, he actually kind of has a storyline. Getting bullied by one of the guys from Entourage. All right, Daddy loves you. All right, gotta go. You remember those limos that had the spoiler on them? Burning Heart playing. Now, I think this is a Survivor song, I think. And this song is very much about Russia, not versus America, but these sort of opposition, and I mean, it's really on those two nations, whatever. Lyrics are a little weird. How easy was it for civilians to travel in and out of Russia during the Cold War? Now, what surprised me was that the guys assigned to keep an eye on Rocky, all right, you asked for this stuff. We got all the stuff you asked for. Terrible condition shack, in the middle of nowhere. You wanted it cold and rough. I'm surprised these guys didn't do something to sabotage Rocky. They have this kind of government baddie thing going. These are the bad Russian KGB guys. They're going to do something to sabotage the Americans, make the Russians look like the victor, right? Seal the deal. Well, I guess he could have asked for a place downtown in Moscow, right? With a parking garage, heated pool, all that. Like he requested, yes. There you go. And, Paulie's role is to complain. I wonder if this is like the shack that Aaron Rodgers secluded himself to decide what he's going to do for next NFL season. KGB's chaperones, yes. Paulie leaning hard into the comedic relief. Which I tell you, Burt Young has got to be the oldest person named Young. All right, it's just Duke, Paulie, Rocky. Why the "Don't Tread on Me" on his jacket there? Is he making some statement here against the Soviets? Scene really has no value here, but it shows that Duke best the Russian chaperone at chess, whatever good that is. And this is really the most Duke does in any of these films. He has a scene here, going up to talk to Rocky for a minute. Otherwise, he's kind of featured in the way that Commissioner Gordon is in the Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher Batman films, really, because it's like blink and you miss him. Did he have any impact? Things like that. It's not Duke's strategy that bests Ivan. It's, hey, I'm just going to keep letting him hit me. Hey, Duke, I think you could have thrown a towel in also, if the towel is the real signifier here. how long is this training? Because he grows quite a beard out here. Kind of roughing it, training up on mountain man type terms. And Duke does return for Rocky Balboa, but I believe he passed away just before or around the release of Creed. And then Creed is trained by the end story son of Duke. So I think his gym, he's listed as Little Duke, right? All right, we got to keep an eye on this guy. I'd feel pretty safe if I had chaperones in a foreign country. I'm just saying. And they're so robotic, right? Like, that's the stereotype. The Russians, they don't laugh. They don't hardly have emotions. The Soviets, right? I have no idea what the hell equipment they're messing with here with Ivan, but it's almost like they created gym equipment for him. I mean, I'm not saying all the equipment's fake, but some of it. I mean, it's like something they had to power on, almost like they were starting a recording session. Now we have the juxtaposition here. We're trying to line up some of these exercises. The old, manual way to go about this versus the new digital age of training. The mountain climbers, I believe, is that exercise. Now, you may not be that impressed by Stallone's regimen here, but I mean, he puts out some pretty impressive dragon flags. So that's the really the most hardcorest of ab exercises. We'll be seeing that. No sparring to get ready for this fight. I mean, I've been sparring, but Rocky ain't got it. How many montages are we into? Why you drive Russian car, Russian? And, I might be mistaken here, but I doubt this was actually shot in Russia. Got a surprise for you. Women weak in the knees, rock. So, gonna have to keep our distance here from Adriane just slightly. Well, you better be here to be supportive. She said, no matter what. That's what I wanted to hear. Wait, you left her son with that maniac and that maniac robot? I mean, come on. Oh, come on. It's an advanced computer, Rocky. Still repping the Adidas. Our montage took a break to start a new song. That's kind of what happened. I did get a new a jump rope for Christmas. I've yet to use. Got to go outside to get that. Good Abex says right there. It was like elevated crunches on like monkey bars, just about right. Now, look, if you're watching this movie in the theaters, there are a lot to complain about. You can be upset that Apollo died. But you're largely getting what you wanted, right? You got training it up and boxing it out, right? Probably, arguably the most epic of boxing matches at the end in the Rocky films. Adriane like checks off like, that's what I want. Oh, here's the dragon flags, guys. Pull that off. You're gonna need a weight bench, which I sold mine and never got around to doing such exercise. Man, Duke is really sweating it out. 1990, 2045, what year? And I think that Ivan is punching at beyond superhuman punching force. Here we go. Anabolic steroid implications right here. I mean, you can get injected with a lot of things, but it could be not necessarily steroids, right? But I think the idea is supposed to be this guy's cheating. Tell you what, the muscles on Stallone look more impressive than Dolph here. And then Lundgren. I shouldn't mix up the first name and last name like that. I hate it when people say Michael versus or LeBron versus Jordan. I hate it when they say that. All right, the ultimate test. Can I elude my chaperones? Well, I'm thinking they're just bad drivers. What do you think's going to happen? He gets away and he injects steroids when you're not looking? Now, I'm glad I got the subtitles on because I'm wondering what it is that Rocky yells. Is it just a yell? They're both climbing a mountain. Now, one is real and one is simulated. So in a way that getting back to the basics triumphs over the technology. Clearly a helicopter shot. I think he yells Drago. See what I heard. La. It says Drago and Drago with exclamation. A third Drago. Maybe the second one could have been Drago. USA Network. Your Friday Night Fights really knocked me out. You remember those Friday night fights? USA Network had occasional boxing on them. I kind of like to see that again. Gotta keep an eye on these guys. These cheating Americans could be loading that glove up. All right, now bear in mind, crowd is all Drago, obviously. Essentially Mikhail Gorbachev. Doesn't look too much unlike him either. Paulie, you're not being particularly inspiring. Why am I swear I'm not choking on anything. I just got a little verklempt from Paulie's heartwarming knock his teeth out. Rocky continues with the no frills intro. Keeping it simple. That's my dad. We know. What do you think we are? Nerds? I think we know. And then that's why we're here watching it with you and your robot babysitter. Like, would have made a little more sense. Relatively no frills, but ominous intro here for Ivan. I mean, they got a spotlight on him. Okay. They got a guy out there with smoke. I'm not really sure what the smoke thing's all about. Maybe it's a Russian culture thing, but... Man, I would really like to be able to rock a spiked haircut like that. Never really could get it to work. Something about my hair, it's very tough to comb. It never is in the same place 2 days in a row. Man, this is Rocky at his most shaped up, man, I'm telling you. Looking lean. Did I miss it, or am I misremembering Apollo's wife slapping Rocky? Possibly at the funeral. I thought something like that happened. I mean, you tell me. Fight's about to start. We've got 20 minutes left. We've done a lot of training. There was a fight earlier. We can't just have just one fight in a Rocky movie anymore, right? Loving my popcorn I made. All right, we get it. You're the pride of the nation. I don't think nowadays you have a live marching band of sorts playing the anthems, And he's even got a black trainer, man. It's like that, they sourced the training out, The best in the world, that's what we're going to get. Are we going to give a weight here for the Russian? Olympic champion, honored master of sports. How are you the master of sports? You win the decathlon too? Now, in order for Creed 2 to kind of make sense, I think Ivan's son has to have been born before this fight, or his wife is pregnant at the time of. Because, losing this is total disarray and ruins his life. And the whole country situation changes here. Rocky brings freedom to Russia. Even by the end of it, Drago is questioning and rising up against, the authority figures. Oh yeah, we're going out there strong, Rocky. I like the way that Ivan doesn't approach this the same way with this, I'm gonna let you punch me for a round stuff. My trainer's going to yell with, 20 seconds left. I'll start throwing punches. Now he just comes out here, gives him a different look than he ever saw. Now, what country is the referee from? Kind of tosses him in the corner there. Possibly illegal use of grabbing and holding, right? It's not holding so much as there's sort of a throw about it. Yeah, I could see a ref calling this fight right here. I mean, he gets up, right? There's no, 10 count standing, 8 count failure, none of that, right? All he needs to do is see Adriane being ashamed. He'll get up. Was that a knockdown? Close. I wonder if we have a 3 count, a 3 knockdown TKO rule. He just so brutalized in the first round. I could see the ref jumping in there and separating this, stopping it. Hey, I'm going to have to warn you, next time docking a point. Then I don't think he says that. No wonder he's winning. Hit the one in the middle. Yeah, what Paulie said, hit him in the middle. No pain. Probably the most endearing words from Duke in the series. Yeah, I wasn't looking, but who makes Drago's ring attire? It's kind of just no brand, right? Oh, wildly awful pirouette type punch from Rocky here. Gets turned around, punched up. Definitely throwing him around out here. This is not part of the running into the punch and falling. Hilarious. Yo, I'm trying to break his hands with my head. Oh, he lands a good one, finally. One punch and we've drawn blood. First blood. Oh, Rocky is back in it. Round 2, Rocky is taking things over. It's Christmas Day also. Christmas Day Massacre. Oh, Drago is wearing Adidas. This is illegal as all hell. Late punches, wrestling match. Mom, for Christmas, I want to go over to Rocky Jr.'s house and watch his dad fight. We're going to have, you know, his parents aren't there, but he has a robot, right? Is that the way that conversation went down? I missed Drago's line there because the popcorn had, a little bit of a kernel stuck there and I bit down hard and that hurt. I think that might have been his piece of metal line. I could be wrong. Now here we go with the, the more fanciful edits, playing with the it's not strictly transition effects. It's more like an overlay. You just shoot that marquee in the dark and then you just get the light. Now you kind of get the impression that these rounds are going back and forth, that, Rocky's really in this. I mean, there's plenty of blood coming from Drago. The hair is wet and it's, it's not the Guile flat top that it once was, right? How many rounds is this exhibition fight scheduled for, man? Look at this. He's going to just break his hand with his head. He's like, here, hit me dead on, shock absorb, CTE be damned. I'll just absorb that with my vertebrae. I would have liked to have seen more from Duke here, strategy, inspiration, something, instead of just glossing it over with montage. I think when it comes to corner man movie, $1 Million Baby probably does it best. Possibly. I'm trying to think any other examples. Just the number of knockdowns here, ridiculous. The whole fight, it's like every round Rocky's getting knocked down, right? The only way he can win this is with a knockout. The points on the card are just stacked against him. Is the mat slippery? Like, Jesus, he's just flying everywhere. Oh, yeah, I like the way this is stacked up and then freeze framed with the punches. Take his heart, no pain. I mean, you can try. Really having an issue mining the bell here. Rocky's determination is winning over the Russian crowd. I wonder if Sylvester Stallone tells himself that he ended the Cold War, you know, or like he brought down the Soviet Union. Yeah, because Rocky and Rambo, man. These are not strategies. Everything you got, no pain, take his heart. Like, it's not a strategy. Like, Bill Belichick didn't go to Tom Brady, go out there and win. Look at this. Oh, you think you're the boss of me? No more. I doubt he would have landed that easily. Turns the crowd against him. I'm not doing it for you guys. I'm doing it for myself now. Or you could just take Paulie's advice. All right, knock him out, Rocky. I mean, that's ultimately what he has to do. To the end. Another Drago line. Rocky Balboa has no dodge capability, you know, in like any of these films. He just takes the shots. Come on, Rocky, you want to give him the "you're not so bad" talk? I mean, the strategy to wear him out could also kill you. Oh, just haymakers everywhere. In the corner. No, I'm not in the corner no more, bitch. No, yeah, I am. My bad. I mean, they're largely good-looking punches. Really, I mean, you get the impression some of these are connecting. In the stomach. He's working on a rib. Knock his leg. Paulie's over here. Knock his head off. Oh, you know, from the stinger and the music here, it's coming. He's like falling to the right, getting repeatedly hit to the left of his head, pushing him and driving him to the corner. Assuredly, for the first time in his career, Ivan is down. And when you've never been down before, you don't know how to get back up. Little twirl and arms raised. More pandemonium. The last announcers are like, pandemonium. Apollo's dead. Pandemonium. You have failed the motherland. Over here, right? Yeah, I didn't even think about this, but I'm playing that game, Atomic Heart. It takes place in Russia. And now here I am, you know, U.S. versus Russia, the boxing movie. Here we go. Here's some inspiration. I know what to expect. I like how quiet everything got. Everybody, we got to hear the champion. You hate me. I didn't like you much either. And, you know, a little bit of time to translate. Scene changing in the fight, huh? Looks like Duke's crying. Two guys killing each other, but I guess that's better than 20 million. So what I'm trying to say is, here we go, that if I can change and you can change, everybody can change. I like that speech because it sounds like something Rocky Balboa could possibly say. He doesn't just become an English professor. And you know what? The premiere is applauding, and you shall applaud also. Should be home sleeping, but he's not because his negligent robot nanny. And, well, that is Rocky IV for you. Rocky, after saving the world from a nuclear winter, his reward on returning home, being completely broke. How fitting. And everybody looks on and cheers Rocky. I wonder how that looked in the script. We are playing Hearts of Fire. Is it Hearts on Fire? Hearts of Fire again. And just cheering, you know. No more shots of Ivan and, you know, making good with his wife. None of that. Just, you know, to the victor goes the spoils. And that's your movie, guys. Rocky IV. What do you think of it? Is it your favorite in the franchise? Probably not, but it's enjoyable, isn't it? Let me know in the comments below. And till next time, adios.